All right, so let's get started with the CMS system. This is the login page, and the username is usually your MUFON FI number. Password is one that's been generated for you. So if I click on it, it's going to ask me for that information. And if I key in my MUFON number, my password, click on login, it puts me into the MUFON system. Now I can edit my profile, log out. I have a main menu, which is where we are. I have where I can search cases, add a new case. If I add a new case, this is as if I was a witness, and it would generate a new case number and a new case. I can search users. So if I need to, and you probably should, click on Edit Profile. It will open your user profile and ask you for your name. It'll tell you some information about you, ask for your phone numbers. Mine are not shown here, but they are shown in another profile. It has the address and various information about you in all cases. So these are some of the things that you can put in that you may want people to know about you if they're looking for you. So if I back up out of this one for a second, I want to get to the search the users. Because if you wanted to look up somebody that was in your state that you may think would be of a benefit to help you, you can look for them. And you don't really need to put the state in. All you need to do is put the last name and information will come up. But if you don't know it for sure, you can say, okay, list me everybody with a title of, and you could say field investigator. And if you wanted to know, oh, I want to know this person because they're in my state, I want to talk to them, and I'm in Alabama, this would list all the field investigators in Alabama. But you'd want to put their status as active because you would only want someone active that could help you. So this would bring up, as an example, this will go into Alabama, bring up all the FIs that are active and tell you status and information about them, where you can view and see. As an example, if I wanted Mary and I said, gee, I want to send her an email, I would send her an email at one of these two email addresses. Helpful in having people help you. It's tremendously good for that. You had seen my first page, and so I could key in just my last name and it would show just myself, nobody else. And it could be done that quickly with you or for you. Go back too far to take you back out again. So what I wanted to do is to go on down further. This is the CMS announcements from the most recent to the oldest, and they haven't created any new updates that they put out for us in CMS, so it stops about 2023. So we're back down to reports, and we want to look at reports. We can look at their statuses for whether they're in process, completed, or both. If you put completed, it will show you an immense amount of cases to scroll through. If you put 180 or 12 months, it becomes very extensive. I want to show you why. I'm going to put 30 days in, and we're going to view it. And you'll see that it starts off with countries. And within these countries, it finally gets to the United States, and then it starts the states alphabetically, and I can run down. Wow, gotta get into. I was looking for Tennessee. I was going to try and run into it. So then I get down to where Tennessee is, and I can scroll these across. And when I do, I get this list here. And I want to get back up to the top so you can see a title of it. And this is what the attached files to Form 1 from the witness looks like. This is the only place on the main page that you can see this information. So I wanted to show you also that if I click on it, it will open me a picture. Interesting. And what it does when it opens that picture, it opens it and it makes it a proxy PL. It's not a picture you can do anything with. So it's just to view. And this is if you're a MoveOn member, this is what you get to see. And it's not something you can extract from it. But it's a possibility, and that'll be shown to you later. So I want to go back from here to where I was, and I want to say I want to search the database. If I want to search the database, it's going to take me into the search cases. I can search by a date submitted, date completed, the date of event. You do one or the other, not all three or not two of them. And you can select month, day, year, month, day, year, from and to. Or you can do today, past 30 days, past 90 days, 180 days in each one of those categories, depending on how far and how much you want to do, and depending on what you're actually looking for. The country, we usually use the United States. The event state, you pick your state. We'll pick Alabama for right now. I'm not going to do Canada or event region. Region won't show you anything. I picked Alabama, so I could click on the county, and that would narrow the search down to a particular county. I don't know the state of Alabama, so I'm not going to pick one. If I knew the city, I would pick that, and it would further define it, as well as if I wanted to put a keyword search in here, something I knew was in that report that was different from anything else in any other report. If I happen to know the witness's name, I could use the last name. If I used only a first name, it would bring up obviously all the cases that were affiliated with that first name. The case number is very explicit, and with using that, I would not even have to use the state. The active assigned investigator could be you, or it could be someone else within your state. And if it's an old case you're researching, there's a possibility it was an inactive investigator. If it went to the ERT, you could locate them, and whoever signed the case off or finished it, their name could be found there. If the status was it's submitted or signed in progress or completed, you can narrow it in any one of those. I'm just going to grab in progress for the state of Alabama for now. If I knew a case disposition, how it was finished, and while it was closed, this is what I would look for. If I used the valet index, I could use case type, case rating, and if I knew that it had a COI on it, a yes or a nothing. Was the star team case, yes or no? An entity shown, yes or no? A landing observation, and what it may have shown, they might have seen the dissent only. Don't know. Then it'll obviously go into the shapes, and you can look at all the shapes and decide if it's one of those, what color it might have been, and the distance from the witness. Primary sorting, how do you want it to sort? What's the sequence you want it to look at? Usually we put date it was submitted, keeps things more relevant. So now using the in progress and the Alabama, and I click on submit, it will bring up the state of Alabama. It'll bring up the cases that are in progress, as you see here. And I wanted to show you the U's, the EAQs, everything that's in orange. It could be a UFO, an entity, an abduction, or an experiencer questionnaire, which would be required. So here is an EAQ. Doesn't even have a U, just an EAQ. Something to look at and be aware of. You'll notice that there are no attachments from the witness. That column is missing. You need to log in to see that, and that will be in the next video.